You're listening to the Fresno Housing Spotlight, a behind-the-scenes look at how Fresno is working together to create housing opportunities and changing lives. I'm Tyrone Roderick Williams, CEO of Fresno Housing, and welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us on this edition. On this edition of the Spotlight, we're going to be talking with one of our very own team members here at Fresno Housing. Fresno Housing is an agency that has a long history of having dedicated, committed, and passionate team members who work in our locations across the city as well as across the county. Each one of them bring their own lived life experience to the work that we do. Oftentimes, the people that we serve are in dire need, and the compassion, the commitment of our team members is experienced on an hourly basis for those who are looking for housing assistance. That's why today's guest is so important. Maria Lopez, who's currently an area manager here at Fresno Housing, overseeing housing for previously homeless individuals, is joining us today to tell a little bit about her story, her pathway from arriving here in the Fresno area as a young child to leading and coordinating and managing efforts that support previously homeless residents. Welcome to the Spotlight, Maria.
Thank you.
Well, you've got an incredible life story, and that's why I'm so happy to have you join us today. But talk to us a little bit about your background and how did you even end up in the Fresno area?
I'm with the housing authorities for 11 plus years, overseeing the Renaissance sites and a couple of the shelters, the homeless shelters. We came here from Texas. My father and all of us were farm workers. And one day we ended up homeless, living in Roding Park. And one of the maintenance gentlemen that worked for the housing authorities was the one who reached out to our family on a day that he was there with his family. And he went out of his way to help our family and moved us into emergency housing that the Fresno Housing Authority actually ran at that time, which was at Sunset Emergency Housing.
And talk to me about what difference did that make in the life of your family, your father and your brothers and sisters, moving from homelessness into safe and standard affordable housing for your family?
It made a big difference. My father was able to work, to continue to work, and we had a roof over our heads, beds to sleep in. It made a big difference. And housing authorities never left our side. And the gentleman's name is Ruben de la O, and he was amazing. He never left our side for many, many years. He was always following up, and anywhere we lived, he showed up.
And so talk to me about what was the next step in your life. So you moved from Texas with your father, and I think you had like 6 brothers and sisters? Or?
I have 5 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay. So the whole family packed up, moved here through a series of great events. You got into solid, safe, affordable housing. And talk to me about the next phase. How did that impact your decisions as you grew up to determine what your life work and calling would be?
I actually ran into some of the housing authorities through my other jobs that I held. And I always knew I wanted to work for the housing authorities, especially because my father said, one day I'd wish one of my kids would work for the Fresno Housing Authority. He didn't get to see it, but I'm here today, and I'm just so happy to do what I do. And it's just amazing. And I enjoy so much working for the Fresno Housing Authorities because of everything that we say we pretty much do. I know we reach all our goals.
So talk to me about what you do at the Fresno Housing.
I actually work with a lot of partners to house the unhoused. Do the outreach. I continuously, even as an area manager, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I still go out, and I'm usually at Santa Clara by the Poverello House. Work really closely with the MAP Point, with the Fresno Madera Continuum of Care, and our wonderful partners with the Fresno County Department of Behavioral Health, and also the Exodus Recovery Team. All together, we just strategically get everyone together in a room and get match forms for the the vulnerable, and we start from there and start requesting matches and bring them in and get them housed.
Well, you talked about how that initial maintenance worker stayed with you all, followed up, really went over and above to ensure that you and your family were solid and well taken care of. How did that impact how you do your work or how you approach your work?
I constantly think of that. I constantly think when I see someone out in the streets, and I remember being young and my parents scared and nervous because of the kids. So I see people out in the streets, and I go out there and I do the same. I will sit on the sidewalk, on the curb with them, make them feel comfortable, make them feel that they're no different, that we're just a paycheck away. A lot of us are. And it can happen to anyone. So I'm very passionate about that, and I see kids out there too. And they're actually really happy out there. They don't know. They don't know that they're homeless. Just like I didn't know I was homeless. But it just makes me just be a better person. And actually too, it makes me, I'm thankful and I'm blessed for every day, and for the Housing Authority as well, because of that one man, the one maintenance man that took his time to just come and see if we were okay.
Now, you shared earlier, how long have you been working at Fresno Housing?
11 plus years.
So for 11 plus years, now you've become that person.
Yes.
Who is helping people transition
Yes.
out of being unhoused to housed. And so that legacy continues, and your father's dream is realized.
Yes, it is.
So you are an inspiration to so many.
Thank you.
Sometimes people find themselves in situations that they'd never anticipated being in. But there is hope.
There is.
And there are ways out that lead to a different, positive life. And you are a
Thank you.
poster woman for that. You are a prime example of what can happen when someone is passionate and considerate about helping someone in need. So I just want to say how much we are appreciative to you being on our team at Fresno Housing. Maria has dedicated her life and her career to helping those who are unhoused, shining a light where there may be some darkness. But Maria's not alone. At Fresno Housing, there are so many of our team members who may not have the same story, but definitely have the same commitment, same passion, same dedication to helping those who are in need of housing. That's what we're all about at Fresno Housing. Whether we are developing new affordable housing or providing housing vouchers for those in need or engaged in community revitalization, the list goes on and on. That's why I enjoy having an opportunity to take this time and this space in the spotlight to shine a light on some of the incredible things and incredible people at Fresno Housing. So until next time, thank you for joining us here on The Spotlight.